Good morning everyone. It's a bit chilly this Sunday morning, but we're back at the pond. Going to give our leek a last go, and then I'm just going to have to let it do whatever it wants for now. I know the pond is very new and just going to have to live with it, but it's not the repair to the breach that we did. That is absolutely fine. That looks to have set really well. Got our long pipe in. We haven't had major rains, so it hasn't been tested. I get that. That's fine. What we're working on today is down here. This is where the leak is. The leak completely different to the breach. This leak, you can see a physical hole, and I've dug this bit out trying to track it back, and it's now all dried out after a few days. So I think because all of the brush and the shrubbery was sort of rolled up and built into the walls of the pond, it looks like there's a branch running this way, sideways across the wall of the pond, and I think it's making a runway for the water. It must stretch from inside the pond to out, unless the inside of the pond is literally, it's just soaking all the water in like a sponge, which it is going to do. But the branch is then making a channel, a tube or a pipe, and it's been running out here. So now that the water level has dropped sufficiently, it's stopped running. I think what we're going to try today is to dig some of this out, see if we can find the root cause. Might be a root, might be a branch. And then we've got loads of clay from inside the pond. We've got some rocks, anything similar to what we did with the breach repair, and we're just going to pack it in and leave it to get on with it. And then it's out of my head and it's done for now.
And we're not talking about holes in lakes anymore.
Yeah, and then we're not going to talk about it anymore.
You see water coming through still?
Well, literally just still a cavity going all the way through.
Right.
I haven't found a root or a branch, well, a little root, still very much attached, but I can still see the channel, even though I've dug a bit further into the pond bank, and there's still a channel there. I can actually get my fingers inside it. Just keep trying. So the channel is literally here, and if I put my fingers in, I can feel it going further and further back. So how far back do you go?
Well, it's a definite hole then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is where it's most wet.
Yeah. So we found the hole, now we've just got to fix it.
Yeah. So do we take more out?
Yeah.
Yeah?
We've got a big pile of...
We've got a lot of stuff to put back in.
Yeah, a big pile of clay.
We've decided to dig a bit more of this out the base of the pond wall where it's been built up must be, what, 2.5, 3 meters wide. We're not digging all the way through that, but I'm thinking if I can put my hand in there, and there is literally a tunnel that the water has made, then we need to somehow to collapse that tunnel to help block it up, and obviously work from the inside of the pond too. So we'll do this bit first. So I'm going to dig out a little bit more and see if it makes it any clearer, and it'll also help us to pack loads more clay and stones in there, won't it?
Yep.
Okay, that's what we're going to do. Now see, we're getting to the rolled up stuff. I thought it was going to be something like that, a long one sitting that way on, and that's what had caused the pipe to form.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Just here is a pile of clay that we've taken out the garden area when we were finding that the water was sitting. So we dug down deep and found out that it was full of clay, so that's why the water was sitting. And here obviously there's loads of stones that Elaine's been collecting over time from our brush at the top of the land, etc. So the idea is to take this clay down and fill that hole in, and maybe use some of these stones as well. So where Elaine was digging was just on the other side of the pond to where she's standing now, and that's where the water is coming through on the other side of the pond. This side we can see just down here, see quite clearly actually, can see that there is a physical hole in the inside of the pond as well. So now we've just been thinking about the best options available in order to fill it up, for want of a better word. So one idea we have come up with is get some waders and wade in and fill this with some clay, but we still think it's very deep. Yeah, we still think it's very deep just there, so waders probably won't work. Another option that we do have is we do have a sup board, and we could sup board in and fill the hole, but at least we've discovered that it is a definite hole.
Going for a swim? You're going for a swim? Are you mad, woman? Okay. So at least I've got a good balance now. It was a root. I think it's literally just a big pile of rocks, and obviously the water's been able to wash the soil through the rocks and make the channel, just hitting the path of least resistance, where the rest of it is all pretty soil and clay, and that's sort of compacted itself in.
We've managed to make the hole a little bit bigger just down here by where Elaine is, just so that we can have some space in order to fill the hole with clay.
And to make a big plug as well, hopefully.
to make a big plug, which we're going to make from this clay and water mixture here. So the idea is to try and pour this into this space and plug it in. Give it a go. Elaine's built up this area just along here so that no more water gets in, at least in the short term, which will enable the clay a little bit of time to dry. So it's a nice little ledge for the clay to sit on and to plug the hole. If this works, it'd be some great footage.
We'll hire ourselves out as hole pluggers. Yeah. That actually went in so much better than I thought. I think because we'd made the little ridge to keep the water out, it's sort of holding it, and it's all gone into the hole. And because it's so thick and goopy, I've managed to pull it up the sides as well. Rather than putting any more on, I think what we do is we let all the water drain through and suck the clay into the hole, let it dry out and see what it looks like tomorrow. If we think it needs some more in, then we can do that. There's masses of clay in the pit, and yeah, just give it a chance to like suck in. There's going to be some suction action, there's going to be like absorption, and the water's going to start pulling everything through. So I think we focus our attention now on the other side. Do you agree, love?
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
And that should be quite dry by tomorrow, hopefully.
Yeah, but I'm really pleased because it was so thick and clay. I've actually managed to like push it up the sides, you know. Yeah, look at all those big rocks that have come out. Here we are back on the outer edge, directly in line with where the hole was on the inside. Yeah, so we're going to continue on with the clay. This one is a much drier mix because on the other side we wanted it quite wet because we needed it to sort of suck into the hole. This time it's a much drier clay. We haven't put as much water in, because this time we're going to sort of ram it in and try and plug from this side.
Just use the hoe maybe to pop it in.
Literally just really lovely clay, shoving it in. I'm trying to seal it like when you, I don't know, make a clay oven or whatever. You've got to pack it in and fill all the gaps. So definitely this drier, sticky stuff is much better. It's lovely stuff, but if it doesn't work, we'll give it our best shot, and I think that's probably enough for today. But it's so sticky, it's even holding up the edges, which is lovely. I feel quite positive about that.
Definitely, looks good.
Yeah. Max needs a drink, don't you? Is it good work, Max? Is it really good work? Did we do good? Thanks. That's everything packed in there. We've given it a good chunk up inside the channel that the water was running through, and then I've packed all the way around. It's lovely and sticky, so I've managed to form it up the sides of the hole that I made to give us access, and we're going to let this dry out just like we have on the inside of the pond. We're going to let those two dry out overnight. We'll come back and reassess tomorrow. We've still got loads of clay sitting in the pond. We can fill in another layer. So we'll leave it there for now. Can see a hog, love?
Yeah.
It's the next day, and yeah, well, we were pretty confident. As you can see, we're not dressed to do any work, but we have come along just to make sure that what we did yesterday has not worked but stuck. So yeah, we're really confident that what we've done is a good start on getting this leak repaired. As we said, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We will just leave it to do what it needs to do over time, but we are very quietly confident. So the big pile of mud that I sort of got into this section on the inside looks as though it hasn't moved, but it has started to dry out and it's sucking in. When we finished filming yesterday, we did pump some water out of the pond into the IBCs, because if you remember, Darren told you we now have 3 IBCs, and the water that was in 2 of them got spread between the 3, so they all needed filling up. So that has now happened. And on the outside bank, that is looking just as good as the inside bank. We'll just pop around there and show you that. And this is the outer wall of the pond. I feel even more confident about this side because obviously I could get to it better. All of the clay that I managed to push into the hole and up the banks and all around, that is still all in place. So we'll give that another day or so. It still looks pretty much as we put it in yesterday, and then we will fill some more in perhaps tomorrow or the day after, and just keep building this one up until it's back to its original shape.
I did push a wheelbarrow on this video, I think.
You did, yeah, and you did a few background chats.
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. So I have been on this one. Okay, so you're going to do some talking for this?
Just going to say thank you and goodbye.
Yeah. Go on then.
Well, nope.
Nope. So,
thank you very much for joining us today. Hopefully that's the last you'll ever hear about us talking about a leak in our pond, unless it's a leak that I've grown.
That's a good one.
So thank you very much for being with us. Take care, and we will see you on the next one.
See you on the next one. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.